The spaceship landed on the edge of Deathworld, a planet known across the galaxy for its danger and mystery. Alien students from Zorth stepped out cautiously, their eyes wide with fear and curiosity. Jagged mountains loomed in the distance, and rivers glowed with strange, acidic light. The air was thick and heavy, carrying a sharp smell that made even the strongest alien struggle to breathe. The students looked at each other nervously, whispering questions they barely dared to say aloud. "Is this really safe?" one asked, his voice shaking. Another shook his head. "No one from our academy has ever survived here for more than a day." They moved slowly, every step careful, their claws leaving deep marks in the rough, red soil. Suddenly, a shadow passed overhead, massive wings slicing the sky. The students froze, looking up to see a predator larger than any creature they had ever known, its scales glinting like steel in the dim sunlight. It let out a scream that shook the ground, and the students huddled together, hearts racing. But before panic could take them, a human appeared, calm and steady, holding a simple spear-like tool. The predator paused, studied the human, and then slowly moved away, leaving the aliens in shock. They could not believe what they had seen. The human had no armor, no high-tech weapons, and yet faced death without fear. The students whispered among themselves, "How can someone so small survive here?" Their voices full of awe. One alien, braver than the others, stepped closer to the human, who smiled kindly and nodded, as if to say, "Follow me. You will learn." As they followed, the students noticed small details that seemed impossible. Humans were everywhere, moving with purpose, repairing damaged tools, creating shelters from strange materials, and even carrying injured animals carefully. Each human acted as if danger was ordinary, as if Deathworld itself was nothing to fear. The students could hardly comprehend it, every step revealing new wonders. Then, disaster struck. A sudden tremor shook the ground, rocks falling from the mountainside. The aliens froze, unable to move as a massive boulder rolled toward them. But the human acted instantly, using a clever system of ropes and pulleys to redirect the boulders safely away, saving not only the aliens but other humans nearby. The students gasped in amazement, their minds struggling to understand what they had just witnessed. One of the younger aliens whispered, "They are like gods, or maybe something more," but another shook his head. "No, it is their mind, their thinking. Nothing we have is like this." The human turned to them and spoke in a calm voice. "Danger is always around, but thinking fast and staying calm keeps you alive." The aliens listened closely, hanging on every word, each one realizing that surviving here was not just about strength, but cleverness, courage, and heart. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows over the alien students, they felt a mix of fear and excitement. Deathworld was still dangerous, but now it felt like a place of learning, a place where humans could show them the impossible. They had arrived expecting a test of survival, but instead, they had found a lesson in ingenuity, one that would change their understanding of life forever. The human looked at them with a small smile. "Tomorrow will be harder, and you will see things you cannot imagine, but do not worry, I will show you." The students nodded, some trembling with anticipation, some with fear, but all with eyes wide, ready to follow, ready to learn, ready to be amazed. And in that moment, the alien students realized that Deathworld was not just a place to survive. It was a place to witness something extraordinary, something only humans could teach. The next morning, the alien students woke to the sound of distant cries. Their hearts raced as they followed the noises across the rocky terrain. The humans moved quickly, but carefully, navigating sharp cliffs and unstable ground. One of the students whispered, "What is happening? Are they fighting again?" Another shook his head. "No, it is not fighting, it is saving." Ahead, they saw a strange sight. A human knelt beside a fallen creature, its leg crushed under a rock. The alien students watched in disbelief as the human examined the injury with calm, gentle hands. There were no machines, no advanced tools, only a small pack with simple items. The human tore pieces of cloth, made a splint from a broken branch, and carefully lifted the creature, holding it steady as others helped clear the rocks. One alien stepped forward, unable to contain curiosity. "Why are they doing this?" he asked quietly. His friend whispered, "It is called first aid. But their way, it is nothing like ours. The humans worked quickly, communicating silently with gestures and calm tones, their movements precise and confident. The students could not believe it, a life-threatening injury being treated with nothing but hands, cloth, and clever thinking. Suddenly, another alien from their group tripped and fell, scraping its arm on sharp stones. Pain shot through its body, and it cried out. The students panicked, unsure how to help, but a human appeared in an instant, holding a small kit. The human knelt, cleaned the wound, wrapped it carefully, and whispered something the aliens could not understand. Yet they felt comforted. The injured alien stared, wide-eyed. How can they be so calm? The students began to notice a pattern. Humans seemed to think faster, react faster, and plan faster than anyone they had ever seen. One human lifted a creature from a dangerous cliff edge. Another treated an injured comrade in the middle of a predator's path. And yet, none of them panicked, none ran, none froze. Each movement was precise, clever, almost like a dance, but with life on the line. The aliens tried to mimic the humans, attempting first aid with their own methods. But every attempt failed. Splints broke, bandages tore, and they fumbled under pressure. The humans watched patiently, occasionally correcting, guiding, showing exactly how to use what was available. Each mistake became a lesson, each failure a step closer to understanding. Then, the real shock came. A predator approached silently, stalking from the shadows. The students froze, terrified. But the humans did not hesitate. They positioned themselves between the predator and the injured creature, using clever traps, sudden movements, and loud noises to drive the predator away without fighting directly. The aliens gasped, their jaws dropping. They didn't even fight it. They tricked it, saved everyone. The students whispered to each other in disbelief. We thought humans were fragile. We thought we were stronger. But they are smarter, faster, braver. For the first time, they felt both fear and admiration. Fear of the unknown planet, and admiration for these small but extraordinary beings. Humans did not just survive. They commanded the situation with intelligence, and that intelligence could not be measured by strength alone. As the sun rose higher, the students followed the humans to a small camp, where other humans treated injuries, repaired equipment, and prepared for the dangers ahead. The aliens realized that surviving Deathworld was not just about being tough. It was about thinking, planning, and staying calm when chaos surrounded you. One alien finally spoke, his voice trembling. We have so much to learn from them. These humans, they are different. The others nodded silently, their eyes wide, hearts pounding, ready for the lessons that would continue tomorrow, ready to witness more of humanity's extraordinary skill in life or death situations. And the humans, calm and smiling, continued their work, unaware of how deeply they had already changed the aliens' understanding of survival and courage. The alien students woke to the sound of wind howling across jagged cliffs. The sky was gray, clouds swirling like angry spirits. Their eyes followed the humans as they moved swiftly across dangerous terrain, each step careful, yet full of confidence. The aliens whispered nervously. How do they move so easily? Every step is a trap here. The humans seemed to notice every danger before it happened, stepping over hidden pits, avoiding thin ice, and leaping across rocks with perfect balance. One alien tried to follow, but tripped, sliding down a slope before catching itself. Its friends gasped, but a human reached out with a hand, steady and calm, pulling the alien to safety. It's all about observing and thinking, the human said, voice calm but firm. The students stared, realizing the truth in those words. Soon, the humans began teaching survival tactics, though not in a way the aliens expected. There were no lectures or manuals, only action and clever examples. One human showed how to use the terrain to hide from predators. Another built a simple trap to catch food without risk. The aliens watched closely, trying to understand. But even the simplest tasks seemed impossible at first. The humans used small sticks to test the ground, created bridges from fallen branches, and even built shelters from rocks and leaves that could withstand storms. Why do they do this? One alien asked. We would just use technology, another whispered. But they think differently, and it works. The students could not hide their awe. Every clever action seemed simple, yet it saved lives and made survival possible. Suddenly, A loud roar echoed across the cliffs. A predator, larger than anything the aliens had ever seen, charged from the shadows, its eyes glowing with hunger. The alien students froze, unsure where to run, but the humans moved calmly, splitting into teams, some distracting the predator, while others led the students to safety. They did not fight directly, yet the predator was outsmarted and driven away, leaving the aliens in stunned silence. One young alien whispered, "They are not strong, not fast, but they win anyway." His friend nodded. "It is their mind, nothing else." The students began trying small tricks they had observed, using sticks to test the ground, moving silently, copying human movements. Each attempt brought small success, and with every success, the aliens felt hope rising in their chests. The humans then demonstrated something even more incredible. Using a combination of natural materials and clever thinking, they created a device to purify water from a dangerous, acidic stream. The aliens could not believe it. They turned poison into life, with nothing but their hands. One whispered. The humans smiled at the students, allowing them to try, and guiding their hands patiently, slowly. The aliens began to understand. Survival on Deathworld was not about power, it was about intelligence, observation, and courage. As night approached, the humans gathered the students around a small campfire, sharing simple food, explaining the reasons behind their actions. The aliens listened, hearts pounding, minds racing. They had expected danger, but they had found something more, a lesson in thinking, patience, and cleverness. One alien finally said, "We came here to test ourselves, but humans are the true masters of this world." The others nodded silently, their eyes wide, filled with respect and awe. Deathworld was still dangerous, but now it felt less like a trap and more like a classroom, and humans were the teachers of the impossible. And as the stars appeared above the rocky landscape, the alien students realized that survival was not just strength or skill. It was the mind that made humans extraordinary. The alien students followed the humans deeper into Deathworld, jagged cliffs and dense forests surrounding them on all sides. Every step seemed riskier than the last, but the humans moved with a confidence that amazed the aliens. "How do they stay so calm?" One whispered, "We would be running for our lives." Suddenly, a massive storm rolled in, lightning cracking across the sky and rain hammering down like sharp needles. The wind howled, threatening to throw the aliens off their feet. But the humans were prepared. They quickly built a shelter from broken branches, large leaves, and mud, stronger and higher than anything the aliens could imagine. "It is incredible," one alien muttered. "They make safety from nothing." The aliens watched as the humans worked together, every movement purposeful, every decision clever. One human used a small reflective piece of metal to signal others across the cliff. Another tied vines to secure the structure. And yet, none of the humans seemed worried. None panicked. Their minds always focused on solving problems. Then, danger struck. A massive predator, silent and fast, leapt from the shadows, its jaws snapping, eyes glowing with hunger. The alien students froze, hearts racing, but the humans moved instantly. Using simple tools and clever tricks, they distracted the predator, creating noise and movement that led it away from the students. One human even used a hollow log to trap the creature temporarily, guiding it to safety without a single direct fight. The students gasped, their jaws dropping. They didn't fight it, they outsmarted it. One whispered, "They are not just brave, they are clever." Another nodded, still trembling. "Everything they do, it works, because they think differently." For the first time, the aliens realized that humans survived not through strength, but through creativity and quick thinking. As the storm continued, humans continued teaching without words, showing the aliens how to make emergency tools, traps, and protective devices from simple materials. The students tried to copy, but every attempt was clumsy. Every branch fell the wrong way. Every rope slipped. Yet the humans corrected them patiently, guiding their hands and encouraging small successes. Each failure became a lesson, each lesson a small victory. Later, the humans demonstrated another incredible skill. Using mud, vines, and stones, they created a device that could catch rainwater safely, purifying it for drinking. The aliens stared in awe. They turned danger into safety, with nothing but their minds. one whispered. The humans smiled, nodding at the students, letting them try, teaching them the importance of thinking ahead, improvising, and staying calm. Night fell, but the storm had passed, leaving the sky clear and stars shining brightly. Around a small fire, the humans spoke quietly, explaining the reasons behind each action. Each alien listened, hearts pounding, minds racing. They had expected danger, but what they found was extraordinary. Humans mastering the impossible with ingenuity and calm. One alien finally said, "We thought survival was about strength, speed, or technology, but it is their mind that makes them extraordinary." The others nodded, silent with awe, realizing that every action they had witnessed was more than survival. It was artful intelligence, courage, and teamwork combined. And as the fire flickered, casting long shadows across their faces, the aliens knew one thing for certain. Humans were not just survivors of Deathworld. They were masters of life itself. The alien students had followed the humans across jagged cliffs, dense forests, and dangerous rivers for days. Every step had been a lesson, every moment a test of courage and intelligence. Yet nothing had prepared them for what they were about to see. As the sun rose over Deathworld, a low growl echoed through the valley. The ground trembled slightly as a massive predator emerged from the shadows, bigger and faster than anything the aliens had ever seen. Its glowing eyes locked onto the humans, and a chilling roar filled the air. The alien students froze, hearts pounding, unsure of what to do. Panic threatened to take over, but the humans acted instantly, splitting into teams with precision. Some distracted the predator using clever traps, while others led the students behind natural barriers. Every move was calculated, every action thoughtful, and yet, they did it all with calm confidence. One alien whispered, "We cannot match them. They are something else." Another nodded, eyes wide. "It is not strength, it is thinking their mind." The predator lunged, but the humans anticipated every attack, redirecting it using ropes, nets, and clever tricks. The alien students watched in shock as what seemed like an impossible situation became manageable. Then, something incredible happened. A human, small and unarmed, ran toward a cliff, grabbing a vine and swinging it over a rock. The predator followed, and the human used the momentum to guide it into a trap. The aliens gasped. They control the danger without fighting it," one said, unable to hide amazement. The predator was finally trapped safely, unable to harm anyone, and the humans quickly ensured it could not escape. The students stared, jaws dropping, minds struggling to comprehend the courage, intelligence, and planning they had witnessed. One alien said softly, "We thought we were strong. We thought we were smart. But humans are beyond us." After the predator was gone, the humans returned to the students, checking them for injuries, repairing equipment, and explaining what had happened. The aliens listened silently, hearts racing, minds full of questions. "How do they stay so calm? How do they think so fast?" one whispered. Over the next few hours, the students tried to imitate the humans, copying their movements, creating small traps, and thinking ahead. Slowly, they began to understand, each small success teaching them more than their years of training on Zorth. One alien finally said, "It is not just survival. It is thinking, planning, and courage, all together." The others nodded, realizing that humans had mastered the impossible. As night fell, the alien students gathered around the humans' campfire. The stars above seemed brighter than ever, reflecting the awe and respect in their eyes. They had come to Deathworld thinking they would test their strength, but they had discovered something more profound. Humans were not only surviving, but thriving through ingenuity, teamwork, and calm bravery. One alien finally spoke, voice trembling with emotion. "We have underestimated humans. They are not fragile. They are extraordinary." The others nodded silently, hearts full of admiration, eyes wide with understanding. Deathworld was still dangerous, but now the aliens knew that humans could turn danger into opportunity, fear into action, and weakness into power. And as the fire flickered and the stars shone above, the alien students realized the truth that would stay with them forever. Humans were not just survivors. They were masters of ingenuity, courage, and life itself. The alien students had survived days on Deathworld, following the humans through danger, storms, and predator attacks. Each moment had been a lesson in courage, cleverness, and calm thinking. Yet nothing prepared them for the final test. A deep rumble shook the ground. The largest predator they had seen yet emerged from the shadows. Its claws dug into the earth, its eyes glowing with hunger. The alien students froze, fear gripping their hearts. But the humans acted instantly, moving with purpose, precision, and calm confidence. One human climbed a steep cliff, another lured the predator with clever distractions, while the rest guided the students behind thick rock formations. Every step, every move, was calculated, and yet effortless. The aliens watched in amazement, hearts pounding, unable to believe what they were seeing. The humans did not fight blindly. They outsmarted the predator at every turn. Using simple tools, natural terrain, and quick thinking, they guided the creature into a safe trap, ensuring no one, alien or human, was harmed. One young alien whispered, "They are not just strong, not just smart, they are something beyond us." As the predator disappeared into the distance, the humans turned to the students, smiling, checking them for injuries, and offering guidance. The alien students realized that everything they had seen on Deathworld was not just survival, it was mastery. The humans had taught them lessons in courage, ingenuity, and teamwork that no technology or academy could match. The aliens gathered around, their voices trembling with awe. "We came here thinking we would teach, but we have learned more than we imagined." One said, another nodded. "Humans are extraordinary. We underestimated them." The others stayed silent, watching the humans move, repairing equipment, sharing food, helping one another with quiet confidence. For the first time, the alien students felt true respect for humans. They realized that surviving a planet like Deathworld was not about power, weapons, or speed. It was about intelligence, observation, improvisation, and above all, courage. Each human action had turned danger into safety, fear into opportunity, weakness into power. The night fell, and a gentle wind rustled through the trees. Stars shimmered in the sky, reflecting in the students' wide eyes. The humans had faced every threat, every challenge, with calm determination, teaching the aliens the impossible. The students knew they would never forget this lesson. It was not just about survival. It was about human ingenuity and heart. One alien finally said softly, "We will return to Zorth and tell everyone." "Humans are not weak. They are incredible," another added. "We thought we were advanced, but they are more advanced in ways we cannot measure." The aliens nodded, hearts full of admiration, minds racing with the lessons they had learned. Before leaving, the humans waved, calm and smiling, hinting that their next challenge would be even greater. The alien students felt a mix of fear and excitement, knowing that wherever humans went, they would face danger with courage and cleverness. The aliens left Deathworld changed forever, their respect for humans now absolute. And as they soared into the stars, the alien students knew one truth above all. Humans were not just survivors of Deathworld. They were masters of life itself, brave, clever, and extraordinary in ways no alien could ever forget.